Am I the a-hole for not wanting custody of my granddaughter? I, 47F, have been a parent since I was 18 years old. I love my children deeply, but the truth is, I've been raising kids my entire adult life, and I am exhausted. My son, unfortunately, has struggled with addiction for most of his adult life. For the past 15 years, he's been on and off drugs, and even when he wasn't using, he had a serious gaming addiction that kept him disconnected from reality. He had 3 children with his ex, but things spiraled quickly. He went to jail, and the children's mother was severely addicted too. Eventually, the kids were taken into CPS custody. I stepped up and applied for kinship placement because I didn't want my grandbabies growing up in the system. But midway through the process, I lost the chance. There were 2 main reasons. The children are half native, and the agency wanted to prioritize placing them within their community. I had said that after jail, my son could come back to live with me, so he could continue his progress. I made it clear I would kick him out if necessary, but that statement, apparently, was enough for CAS to doubt my stability as a long-term option. They eventually ghosted me, but not before telling me something that broke my heart. They said that after every video call I had with my granddaughter, she would have a complete meltdown. They believed it was preventing her from adjusting to life with her maternal grandmother, so I stepped back. I let go, telling myself it was best for her healing, even though it tore me apart. Fast forward 4 years. My son and his girlfriend were homeless and still in active addiction when they got pregnant again. They eventually found a place to live, and for a short while, they seemed sober. I was hesitant to get involved because, deep down, I knew their history and I knew they weren't in a good place to raise a child. Still, I carried a sliver of hope that maybe this time, my son would pull himself together. But in the final weeks of the pregnancy, everything fell apart. They had a huge argument, she disappeared, and when she ended up in the hospital, the tests came back positive for drugs. Fast forward again 1 year later. Against my better judgment, I allowed myself to bond with my granddaughter. She's such a sweet baby, and despite all the dysfunction around her, she didn't ask for any of this. Over time, I started spending more time with them, though I always knew they were still battling their demons. Then last week, they asked if my husband and I could take her for a few days because they were stressed out. Of course, we agreed. But soon after, I got a call from CAS. They asked how long we'd be taking care of her, what activities we had planned, and all the details. I was confused until they told me my son and his girlfriend had officially asked for respite care. That's when the puzzle pieces started clicking. My granddaughter's maternal great-grandmother, who lives about 40 minutes away, later told me that my son and his girlfriend had admitted, "We can't take care of her. We don't even have enough food for ourselves." After that, my son's girlfriend unfriended me on Facebook, and neither of them have answered my calls or messages. They've been completely MIA for 4 days. This isn't the first time something like this has happened. About 5 years ago, my son called CAS himself and told them he couldn't take care of his 3 older kids, and then told them I would take them instead. I had to stand firm back then. I told him I couldn't raise 3 babies at once. It wasn't financially possible. Even if I quit my job, the agency money wouldn't cover rent, food, clothing, and everything else they'd need. Plus, I still had my younger daughter at home to care for. And now here we are again. My husband and I both feel like my son and his girlfriend are basically giving up custody of this baby. But this time, things are even harder. I was recently laid off after 6 years, and finding new work in my field feels nearly impossible. We still have our daughter at home, and honestly, I don't want to raise another child. I'm 47 years old. My husband is 54. I've been a parent for nearly 3 decades. I have medical problems and my own mental health issues to manage. Just having my granddaughter for 2 days left me exhausted. I caught myself slipping into old habits, like leaving her in her high chair a few extra minutes, so I could smoke a cigarette. I even put her to bed with a bottle, something I know isn't recommended anymore. I feel guilty because she deserves better, but also terrified of what it would mean if I took her full-time. 18 more years of parenting. 18 years of sleepless nights, financial stress, health strain, and resentment. I want to finally live for myself. I've never had the chance to be an adult without also being a parent. My husband feels the same way. He wants to be a grandparent, not a father again. He knows his limits, and so do I. I've seen grandparents step up every single day to raise their grandkids, and I deeply admire them. But we just don't have it in us anymore. So, am I the a-hole for not wanting to raise another child, even if she's my blood? Or do I suck it up, take her in, and risk resenting her and myself for the rest of my life?